The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debbie, your Certified Wholistic Health Coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health and mindset issues and create a custom natural holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I can certainly make your body more efficient and by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had a health and mindset transformation, and kept fit and trim for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power. And it's actually been over 12 years. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51 when I never ran from childhood to adulthood due to foot pain. And I have done 8 half marathons so far. Mindset is the key to lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many areas of health and mindset. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing your health, efficiently releasing weight when needed, and enhancing your mindset. With my clients, I help them recognize that their thoughts, feelings, and emotions drive their actions and results. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. That's why it's crucial to have a positive mindset in life. It's also imperative to manage your emotions and release those low vibrational emotions such as fear, frustration, and doubt, because all it's going to do is slow you down and get you stuck physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Like a hot air balloon that has ballasts, I help my clients release those emotional ballasts and baggage so they can uplift to a better, happier, healthier life. And in turn, they are releasing their stress. They're getting healthier, and they're reshaping their core beliefs. You will see and feel the differences with my coaching programs. Ask me about them. Set up a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives, which is DebiChangesLives and Victory ES.com/Linktree, LINKTREE, and I'll guide you to that better, happier, healthier life with custom natural solutions unique to you in the areas of mind, body, and soul. Happy New Year, everybody. Are you having fun yet? Anyways, it's January, and it's time to better yourself this year, isn't it? Not many truly know that our modern calendar has evolved from an ancient Roman calendar. January is named after Janus. So you can bring the slide up about that. He is the god of beginnings, gateways, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, frames, and endings. And you're probably wondering, frames? Well, if you think about it, you have a beginning of the year, you have the end of the year, you have the beginning of the life, you have the end of your life. That is a frame. And that's a frame that you live in, that you need to have some kind of purpose so that you will live a really life that you have designed. So Janus represents all of that. Now, people got in the habit of making New Year's resolutions. And truly, people have always, you can always start anything new at any time of the year. But how many of us have set New Year's resolutions that only disappear by February? This is a habit that's not working very well, is it? Now, resolutions are often influenced by external pressure and social expectations. We always are comparing ourselves to others, and we always want to have what the Joneses have. You want to think about it. And that's what drives us. And it's important to pay attention to yourself and dig deep into yourself for your genuine desire of what you think your purpose in life is on this planet. A lot of people don't have clarity and they really don't know what to do. And resolutions tend to be so big and grandiose and possibly unattainable. It implies a sudden massive change that is a pass-fail outcome. And when things happen in life, you really need to learn and grow from them. It's an opportunity to find out how to do something better. Instead, people become disenchanted by resolutions. Now, intentions are better, if you want to go to the next slide, and they apply purpose, daily action, and you're really digging into yourself to find out what your purpose is, what you want to do for the year, what you want to improve upon, and you're desiring what to do. Now, you need to make a decision. The future is built by decisions. The most important thing is simply make a decision to show up for yourself. Don't let your emotions or feelings stop you. They can be a roadblock, and they also stop people from deciding. So for instance, procrastination, which is a form of fear, is slowing you down from making a decision to do something you really need to do for your life. And have courage. You're capable of doing anything. Now, what you want to do is create really good intentions. And you want to look back at the year, just like Janus does, to look back at the year, and then look forward what you want to do. And when you look at the back in the year, you don't want to dwell on failures. And also using the word failures is not the greatest thing. It's just a change in your life, maybe a little bump in the road. And it's not a failure. It's something that you can actually learn about. So take this precious time and opportunity to pause and reflect and reimagine what is really possible for you this year. And I mentioned this in my Happy Runners chats at the end of October. It was time to reflect at that time of what happened this year. And this has been an interesting year, hasn't it? And, we may have had some, detour, so to speak, but you really need to just, realize that you can do something now because you can maybe finish off the things that you didn't finish off last year. And when you create these intentions, like I said, they could be any time of the year. You could do this now in January. And you could also, when you watch this podcast in the future, you could do it at that time. It's really important to just pay attention to the steps to create what are really good intentions for you. So the first thing you want to do is reflection, as I told you. It is a game changer. You need to understand what happened last year and take time to understand your journey, your purpose, what you want to do in life. And like if you have a little project that didn't quite finish last year, pick it up again. Ask yourself these questions. What were my biggest challenges? What brought me so much joy? And you don't want to dwell on every little detail. You just wanted to get the gist of it because you're going through the year, and that's 12 months. And what do you want to learn from what you found? What is working for you? And you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can identify those effective habits you already have, behaviors as well, and mindset. And maybe if you notice you're a little bit off and you kind of shifted off, then you're identifying, I got to work at this avenue so this doesn't happen again. Okay? And you'll have a better year. So I would dare you to change your direction because you're going to have courage to do that. And don't be afraid to take a new step on a new pathway. If something wasn't serving you, then you do need to change your direction. It makes a lot of sense, right? But think about this. That something that's not serving you is a leaf, like a fall leaf that falls into a stream. Eventually, it's going to go into a lake. Eventually, it's going to float down to the bottom. and it's going to be decomposed and disappear completely. So that's the way you let it go. Just let it go down that stream and it'll be out of your life. Do something else this year and see if it's going to be better and test it out. Now, what you want to do is embrace perfection and growth. Remember, everybody has challenges. You're not alone in your struggles. You don't need to be perfect. Perfection is an enemy to progress. Perfection drives procrastination, which is that fear I already told you about. And you can always learn to be better in the future, okay? We are looking for consistency, so be consistent and remove that perfection. Also, consistency over intensity. Growth takes time. Think about a seed that gets planted in the ground. It gets watered, and depending on how the environment is, it may grow faster or it may grow slower, depending on sunlight, the water, the temperature, but it is going to grow eventually. You need to have patience, and your growth will happen over time through your personal journey, okay? So with those things in mind and reviewing what the past year is and what you want to do in the future, you want to take a break and ask yourself these questions. What is one win from the past year you want to carry forward? What is one lesson you want to learn that requires a new direction? And you want to journal and answer these questions. And you want to start with one because it's simpler to do that. But if other things kind of pop up, go ahead and do that. Work on those the exact same way, because that win is something you want to continue doing and have it grow even more. Okay. That lesson is something you want to grow upon and learn how you can do better in a different type of direction, a different type of way of doing something. Okay. Now, where do you start? Well, I am a certified holistic health coach, and this is the Holistic Health Wheel. And you want to focus on one of these 8 sections. Some people call them spokes. I rather call them sections. And if you notice, they all have health behind it. But I'm going to just, tell you why. Now, obviously, physical health, mental health, spiritual health are all going to enrich your health, as well as emotional health. Well, maybe you want a better career. You want to be less stressed, and you want to do really something you want to do. So that's career health. Maybe you want more financial advantage, meaning you're more abundant and have more money to do things with. So that would be financial health, because health and wealth are really go hand in hand. You'll be less stressed when you have more financial health. Now, healthy relationships makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And a healthy lifestyle may incorporate some of these components. Now, you want to pick the areas you want to do. You don't have to pick all 8 areas. But pick them that you want to improve, and which ones do you want to do right now. So sometimes when you're focusing on too much, it can be overwhelming. It's almost like that failed resolution. So possibly you may want to pick career health, right? And maybe you want a healthier lifestyle. Well, that's going to incorporate mental health and physical health, emotional health, and the career health. So, that's going to be about 2 or 4, but you're not going to be using all those throughout the year. You might be dabbing at it. It's kind of like you're making a painting, and you're going to be, adding a little yellow, a little blue, which could be one of these components, okay, to create a painting. So it's a great way to focus, to get started on where you want to be. Now, you need to set doable intentions. And as I said before, with resolutions, you probably would say, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, This is not an intention you want to set because that's big. You want to have an intention that is specific, how you're going to get it done, what is involved, and you want to also indicate your final result. So you're being a lot more specific in those categories. So here's a really good example of an intention. So I intend to lose 30 pounds in a way that I nourish my body. You can add with clean, toxic-free foods. Maybe you want to remove a food. I want to work out with a movement that is maybe Zumba or maybe running. That I love to do. And maybe I want to do this in a period of 4 months and be flexible that it may extend. Knowing myself, I should get a coach to help me guide me through my journey to make me accountable. So whatever things you want to add into something like that, you can add into. It's a really great example for intuition. Now, what's really important when you do this is that you want to do these intuitions at different times of the year, or possibly there's one intuition that you're going to do all year long. And you're going to be picking from those 8 areas I told you about to improve yourself. Now, for some reason, if you can't pick one of the 8 areas, then you really are not intending to improve yourself at all. Don't do that. You're putting yourself in a box. For some reason, you don't think you're valuable enough to improve yourself. You have self-worth problems. And possibly it could be the emotions of, doubt, frustration. Maybe you're angry at what happened last year. It doesn't mean that this year is going to repeat itself. So be aware of what's stopping you, because anything is possible as long as you open yourself up to it. And look at least 4 areas, maybe 2, just to get you going. And you can change them up if you need to. Now, small habits are big wins and give you big results. So pretty much what's happening here is that you want to make a habit that you own, that you mold for yourself, not somebody else, that's sustainable for you. And like I said, intuitions give you directions. Habits give you steps that will get you there. And here are some things to think about. Make them doable. If the habit is too big and it feels too big, it won't work. Shrink it. And first, make the habit easy. Now, this sounds kind of ridiculous, but really, if it's something new to you, maybe it's not going to be that easy. So, maybe, you're going to have a goal of doing a 30-minute workout, but maybe you start with 15 to see if you like it. You never want to run 30 minutes when you've never done it before. So that's why I say, walk 15 minutes is better than trying to do an hour workout, because you wanted something doable. And if you all of a sudden, wow, this really worked, celebrate it. And if you see improvements, celebrate it. Those small wins compound over time. It's like sand in an hourglass, or even sand on the beach. Every little grain of sand will come up to a mound, creating a big result for you. So don't dismiss those tiny wins. They are extremely important. Now, this is some ideas to think about, but another thing you may want to think about is this book. It's Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he has a lot of the information that I just gave you, and which came to me naturally, but he has more. And he can help you build good habits and break old ones. And I can do that for you as well as a coach. So you may want to look at this podcast, and pause it later on and look at components, and also look at this book to give you some more ideas. Now, you have to make intentions stick. How do you do that? Well, you need to release, friction. And if you have a friction in a habit, you're not going to be doing it, right? So you want to make it fun. You want to make it simple. And you want to, when you get into a new exercise routine, which is pretty much what I'm going as an example, you can also do a new work routine. You could do the, you can do the following, but like, look at this lady here. She is doing something fun. She's doing an environment that she loves, the beach. She's running with her dog. And she's just, it's uplifting experience. And that's what you want to do. So here are some things to set the stage. You want to lay out your clothes. It sounds really simple. No matter what time of day you're going to do your workout, even buying your clothes, if you haven't worked out before, pick happy colors and lay out those clothes. Get the right shoes, and have a water bottle. And even if you have a work presentation, get your computer out. Maybe you have some visuals that you pass out with a presentation, like that people will look at. Maybe you have an outline that they can work on, a little workbook or something. Have all this handy, because not only is it going to get you into the mood, it will also you won't miss getting going with this because you're ready for it. Okay. Also, you want to organize your schedule. Now, when you're starting new with a new habit, for your intention, you need to schedule it into your calendar. You need to pick the best time of day for that. Now, for me, working out, it's always in the morning because that's when I have more time to do it. Also, it gives me a lot of energy. It also uplifts my mood. So, and sometimes when I work out, I may work out in the middle of the day because I had things I had to do in the morning. It's a nice break from my day. Now, for you, you may want to do something different, but it's all up to you how you structure your day. But I know evening times don't work for me because I am doing things with my family. I'm spending time with my family. I'm cooking dinner. I am actually also, less energetic in the evening, which is actually better because I am going to go to bed soon and I don't want to be all activated like I am in the morning. So find something that works for you to apply to your habits, including your work habits too. And you also want to know how much time for the workout. And this will apply to work habits as well. If you're not used to working out, you really want to ease into it. You may want to start with 15 minutes on the treadmill. And if you think you could do the full 30, because that's your goal, then so do it. And what I mean by that, you may be already walking on a treadmill. Maybe you're going to ease into running. I did it, 5, 15 minutes and whatever later on to ease into running. And you can also mix it up where you can do 15 minutes of walking on a treadmill and possibly 15 minutes doing some weight training or stretching. Just make it your own, okay? To make the routine successful at the beginning, okay? And you can always add on to it. Another thing is, how many days a week are you going to work out? Are you going to work out 3 days a week, which is every other day? Are you working out 4 or 5? Find out, consider that duration, which I already went through. And each day you can increase something, or maybe you just want to increase another day of a workout. Test it out on yourself. You are your own prototype, and you're going to see how things are going to work for you in your improvement, in your intention for your habits, okay? Also, you want to lay out your habits. Oh, wait a minute. You're at the right slide. You want to do doable goals. And I know when I was running and I was learning to run, I was easing into it. So I would walk for 5 minutes, then run for a minute, then walk for 5 minutes. I'd repeat it for a certain amount of time that I wanted to work out. Maybe I wanted to work out for an hour. Maybe I want to work out for 30 minutes. Then over time, I increased the running that was right for me. And sometimes I felt like I overdid it in one running interval. So I would back off. I'll do the walking interval and back off on the next running interval. Work with you and with your own stamina, because you know what you can do to do better. Now, you do want to lay out your intentions and time frames. Remember Janus and time frames? and you want to pick your projects, whether it's a physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, career, financial, relationship, lifestyle project, at different times of the year. And you want to probably pick to do something for a quarter, because month is never, first of all, a week is never enough. A month is definitely never enough. And a quarter, it gives you a good idea where things are going to work for you. And maybe some of these tensions may take more than that. It may take a half a year, or it may take a year. It all depends. And you may want to stretch out the time frame because you are making progress, but maybe, you plateaued a little bit. So the bigger attentions like weight release, you probably want to do a little bit longer, right? Now, what you want to do now is start off with ease. And you want to make these habits easy, as I already pointed out to you. You want to make those intentions and habits doable. You want to make those goals realistic with results of an end goal, like losing 30 pounds. And then as you're working on your habits, you want to also make sure that they, are consistent. That way they become automatic, and then you build upon them over time. And that will make them have a bigger result at the end. Now, I've already said consistency and patience is really important to pay attention to. And remember that if you haven't done intentions before, it's new to you. It's not, you need to be consistent and also patient. And don't give up. Be kind to yourself, be patient, be flexible. If you have a task like a workout that's 30 minutes long and it's not working out for you, or you have something on that day that you don't have enough time, you can either break up that let's say you don't have enough time in the morning. You may want to break up that 30-minute workout routine into 15 minutes in the morning and then 15 minutes after lunch, or just do 15 minutes. Just pick something that works for you. 30 is ideal if you're only doing one workout, but you got to figure out what's going to work out for that day. You can rearrange your schedule, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And you want to see results. If you're not seeing the results, don't give up again, because like I told you, when you plant something, it takes time to grow. But with all this stuff, you want to analyze maybe why it's not quite working. Possibly you do need to add on to see if you can get better at something. Or maybe you want to change up to Zumba or something. Just be patient. It takes time to build habits, to make them form to be automatic. And like I said, you want to do something you love. And you will grow into it and you really will love it. Now, with the review, you want to ask yourself, how is this new commitment integrated into my life? And you can ask this on a weekly basis and just be patient, on a monthly basis and see what's going on. Definitely quarterly basis, okay? Reviewing is really, really important, because you want to modify as you go along. Then, have time go past you and you didn't modify. And make adjustments as you go. And when you do this, you'll know exactly where you stand. And it'll make it easier for you this year. And when you have this skill, it's going to make it easier for in the future, for following years. Now, did you clearly create space for your intention? Everybody plans to complete a project. They really have that intention to do that. But life comes at us. So did you really create the space? And how did your schedule and routines are working? Are you really open to growing and learning to support your growth and mindset? This space is where you will honor your commitment in one or some of the areas of the life wheel. But you really need to see if your life is better. So here is where you may want to address, because maybe you're doing too many of the life wheel, which ones can you do later on? and which ones do you want to work on right now that are more important to you. And the ones that are more important to you, you want to finish until they're done. And you're going to be more successful because you can pick up the other ones later on in the year at different quarters, but you'll be more successful with your business life and the other areas of life when you have this adjustment and checking in with yourself and seeing what's going on with what you're doing. And possibly you may need a coach to help you as well. Now, here is the final action plan. And if you want to go to the next slide, I'm going to highlight the purposes, okay? So the principles of it. We've already talked about this in a little bit of detail. And so what you're going to do again is you're going to reflect last year. Look what worked, look what didn't, look what you want to make work. Create a framework where the attention is going to be working in, whether it's the habits or the time frame. Make sure you have a result that's doable. Make it workable. So let's, the first thing you want to do is reflect, like I said, and you want to make modifications, like I said, about what you're doing now. And a next thing you want to do is decide. Make a commitment to growth and be committed to that. Be consistent on the habits that you made. Maybe you need to change up the habits a little bit, but follow through on that consistency, okay? Then you want to look at your intentions, which is at the next slide, and you want to make sure that this attention that you start off with something obtainable, meaning it's not grandiose like that resolution that a lot of people made, but something that you could be attainable. And it's going to be broken down into little habits that you can add on to. Now, like I said, you don't want to do you probably don't want to do all 8 areas, but you want to probably keep it in the back of your mind. Just choose 2 or 4, maybe 1 or 2 intentions to see how you handle them. And because some of these, like I said before, may take longer to do, longer than you possibly thought. And you need to commit to it. So weight release, health conditions slow down weight release. Stress slows down weight release. So those things you may not even think that's going to be happening to you. So one intention could be that longer one, like I said before. And you want to stay on track and be consistent in the other areas. So one intention of that weight release, you are looking at the physical, you're looking at the mental. And you might be looking at the emotional for slowing you down as well. So just remember, you are probably working in different areas of that wheel. And you also want to look at your habits. Your habits, if you want to go to the next slide, are the small, daily, doable habits to support your intentions. And you want to add to them so you have more progress to get to your goals. And it's really important to pay attention to what's going on. And when you do this exercise, it'll give you more clarity as well as how to plan your intentions through the year. Plus, you can use a coach to help you break down components if you have any questions of what you want to do. But this is your intention, not the coach's intention. You got to decide what you want to do, but they can help you. They can help you and I can help you say, have you looked at this area? Have you looked at that area? And also tell you whether the intention is too big, if they know you well enough, and plan out your new year or plan out a portion of the year if you decide to do this later. So I have a previous podcast that I did a year or so ago, if you want to go to the next slide, which is called Vision Cast, which actually goes into a lot more detail. Some of it's what you already heard. Some of it is a little different. And if you're a visual person, this is perfect for you because it'll motivate you with your journey, whether you want to do a business dream board, whether you want to do a health board of a new you, whether you want to do a goal board, or you want to find the perfect business partner. These boards are a great way to stimulate you to achieve and attract your goals throughout your journey. So you want to watch this podcast, and you can stop it at any point to make notes. There's a QR code that you can scan if you're currently watching this visually. If you're on an audio podcast, then you can go to https://bit.ly/vision with a capital V, cast with a capital C, show with a capital S, all as one word. And review that. Look at this current podcast that you're looking at now. And you can always look at these podcasts a little bit later to double check well, did I forget something? And don't forget about that wonderful book, Atomic Habits. But a coach is going to make you more accountable. And most likely you'll reach your goal, especially when it comes to weight release. A lot of people like to try to do that on their own, and they just don't seem to make progress. So you really should have a coach. So I do help people with mindset coaching, remember, and weight release. I help people reduce symptoms as well as emotions. And I do make your body and mind more efficient. So you can set up a complimentary consultation if you want to meet with me. So remember, I do revitalize people in many different areas of health and mindset. And I start off with your gut, and I start off with your mindset. Because those two things need to work for you to be more efficient. But I do help people with hormone issues, with blood sugar issues, with brain and heart issues, with bone and joint issues, also immunity issues. I help people who are anxious up to athletes, because I am guiding you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrient products that will reduce symptoms. You will feel better and possibly release some weight. For me, I went from losing 50 pounds when I went on maintenance, when I changed my supplement plan. And then I lost an additional 20, making a total of 70 that I've kept off for over 12 years. It is doable. And all that's going to uplift your mood. With my mindset coaching, I'm going to help you release that stress. I'm going to help you release those emotions, the entanglements from the past. And you're going to begin to shift your mindset. And you're going to be enhancing your own mindset through this journey, because I'm working with your mindset as well. So your mindset will be enhanced. Of course, with the health optimization and weight release, depending what it is, any category of health, you're going to be feeling so much better, and your body's going to be so much more efficient. So that's the mind-body solution that makes your heart and soul sing. So ask me about my program. Set up a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLives, as in Victory, ES.com/Linktree, LINKTREE. And there you get to know me. And I get to know you. And I'll guide you to your optimum health. And even if you want to do a business goal, you want your optimum health to be more productive. So it all starts with 1 or 2 assessments. The health evaluation is actually complimentary, where you rate your symptoms in 4 categories of health in the last 30 days. Some questions are in different categories, so answer them all, and you'll get a baseline score. I'll review it with you. And when you move forward with my services, I'll create that custom natural holistic strategy for you, and we will review this on a monthly basis to see how you're doing. Now, I also have 2 different body Zytos scans. They do cost money, but I prefer to do Zytos Vizera Link because I can actually send it remotely and internationally. Vizera Link is a transdermal optical imaging app that I send a link to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds, and it's going through your skin, only looking at your blood flow for components of energetic, functional, and emotional, and different body systems and lifestyles. That emotional one is such a hidden gem. And it's really important because it's based on Chinese medicine, where if you have an emotion like anger, you could be harming your liver. And also, a lot of people don't realize they have emotions scattered. Why do I have these emotions? Well, you have a little bit of everything sometimes, okay? At least you be aware of your emotions. Now, this is a wellness report. not a diagnosis at all. So you're going to have biomarkers out of range and products and services into range. So you don't want to freak out when something is on that report, because it might be just an indication that you need to correct your emotional state or something else. Now, I do review it with you, and it's quite intensive. So that's why the scan costs $75. When you move forward with my services and you pay for the scan, you can get a $25 credit on a program or a product. Now, that Vizira link is a transdermal optical imaging app, also known as TOI, and you can look up its accuracy at pubmed.gov. That's pubmed.gov. And you'll find out how accurate it is. Now, I also give you a package of 5 scans, saving you $50. It's called the Family Pack. Now, people are really amazed what their body tells them through the scan, and you'll be too. Curious? Get that scan done or ask me questions at the consultation site by sending me a complimentary consultation. Now, also on that site are my programs. Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you can utilize a new version of you for your success. All coaching is done on Zoom, and the first one's always private to you, and it's actually longer. The reason being is I do go over your health assessments. I'm a certified HEPA health practitioner. I also go over the 3 programs in there, and one of them is a natural approach for your GLP-1. No medications or synthetic chemicals. So I give you directions on that. You pick one of them. And I also give directions on how to create a new version of you in the avatar bar that'll drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals. And for a business person, maybe it's going to help you attract your business partner, or certain goals you want to do for your business. Okay. The rest of the coaching, whether it's group or private, is the same. We'll be celebrating your wins, and we'll be utilizing those boards, and I'll guide you over gaps with health and mindset tips. You will become a new you. Now, if you do it yourself, for YFast is a great program to start. It's an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and boosts your metabolism with rich, dense nutrition, high quality nutrients, and a program of exercise and recipes. At the consultation site, you can ask me questions. If you feel like you need some coaching, you're more than welcome to do a 2-week program or a 4-week program and pay as you go along if you need it. And just remember, intermittent fasting repairs your cells, reduces inflammation, and also gives you mental clarity. You can also use these smaller programs for mindset enhancement as well as health optimizations, but truly those are longer term journeys. But they may give you a clue of how we can create a custom program for you as well. Now, I have a couple more offers that I can offer you, especially because my clientele are trying to release stress, hormones, and release weight. And one is called Hope. It's for women ages 30 to 100 that are in the pause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Now, I was really surprised that I had some symptoms of postmenopause because I thought that was only hot flashes. But truly, I was having digestive issues that flared at times, and it took a while to get them to calm down. That probiotic in this set of products is phenomenal. There's also one called Life Balance that will balance out hormone issues, and it's not going to correct hormone issues, but I'm talking about the symptoms that you're having. And the third product will help you rejuvenate. It'll help you age gracefully because it's actually protecting the telomeres of your DNA. So this is a complete women's health system called Hope. And we currently also have another product that we can add to this line for people that are anemic or iron. Now, I also have the YGY GLP 30-day system where you are going to be using 3 products. The first one is a liquid drink that you drink. It's a shot that is going to elevate the GLP-1. The second one is another drink that will keep it active. So you're going to crave less and release weight. The third one is a diet daily fiber called Regulate. That's going to regulate your bowel movement so you can detox all the detoxing bad things that are going on in your system, and it's not going to stick in your system. You won't have any side effects. So my whole point is ask me questions about these 3 products, and you will release weight every once journey is different, most likely you're going to release more interest than you think. So I still have Debi's coaching chats, which is a complimentary coaching session that's 30 minutes long. It's an intimate group setting. It's not recorded, and it could be on optimizing your health, releasing stress, working with your hormones, efficiently releasing weight, creating a winning mindset, optimizing health and weight transformations, and creating that avatar, whatever way you want to use it. You can use this as a coaching session to answer your questions how to create an avatar if you wanted to. These are on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLives, as in Victory, ES.com/chats, and you get to know what my coaching is all about. Finally, learn more about alternative health services, programs, products, offers, as well as articles, blogs, upcoming shows, events, and promos by subscribing to my newsletter at DebiChangesLives.com. This time /radio TV show in lowercase is one word. And I give you a gift. It's a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, food, water, supplements, and exercise you've done on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements throughout the time. Then you want to review it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to celebrate your wins and find your gaps to work on. If you need to bridge your gap, you contact me for coaching. This is a great health and mindset awareness tool. And for my audience today, I'm offering a complimentary Vizera link at $75 value. You need to set up a complimentary consultation, which is on my link tree at DebiChangesLives.com, and mention New You at the consultation. And then I will send you a link, and we'll set up another time that we can review. And you'll find out what's going on. You'll probably be pretty amazed what that app is going to tell you about your body. I'm sure that you found this show educational, learned a lot, and enjoyed it. Reach out to me for my programs, products, and services, and continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.